My testing. My testing. Yeah, I hope all of you can actually see me, and I hope you can actually hear what I'm saying. So, yeah, the mic is working. So, yeah, just do not want to waste your time, let's start about this paper. And this paper actually is not really tough, so I hope you can do it. So, yeah, so let's start. Of course, I guess you know we will actually discuss 2018 paper. This one basically is 2018 February and March paper. We already did the paper one. Last few days. So today we're going to do the paper 2. Okay, so I think later the OneNote will lag also, but anyways, we just see how long it can last. And yep, so let's start. Alright, so the first one, using the set notation, write down the set represents by the shaded region. This one basically quite easy because what? You just need to do something like P union Q. Let me set up my pen. Okay, you just need to do something like P union Q. Then you get everything shaded for P and Q, isn't it? Then you just intersect not R or R complement. Then you can easily get the 1 mark. But I believe you will have more than one answer. Yeah, as long as the answer is correct, they will give you mark for this. Okay, for second part, complete the Venn diagram. They give you 3 mark. So basically, in order to complete the Venn diagram, you need to know what is A here. So the A basically is a prime number, isn't it? So the prime number you have 2, 3, 5, 7. So just remember, prime number always start with 2. It's not start with 1. So, and 9 is not the prime number. And B is an even number. So we will 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Right, so therefore, in order to complete this one, to show the elements of each set. So in order to show the elements, so first thing is I always find the elements on the middle one, means A, B, C also have. So the number A, B, C also have will be 2, because all of them also have 2, so I'll write the 2 on the middle. And then I'll focus the number A and B also have. The number A and B also have, yeah, we don't have any other number A and B also have. Then I will find a number maybe B and C have in common. B and C have 4 and 8, isn't it? 4, 8, 8. So B and C have 4 and 8 here. So I'm going to write 4 and I'm going to write 8 there. Alright, so 2 we already used. 3 will be between A and C. Do you see? 3 will be between A and C. So I'll write a 3 here. And 2 used already. This one left a 1 here. So this one will be 2, 3, 5, 7. And then this one B will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then we left a 9. So 9 will be outside. Alright, so yep. Then we're done this part. And write down the value of n. That means they want the number is A union B union C and complement. That means everything outside of A, B, and C, which is only 1, right? So you should write equals to 1. You cannot write 9. This one is you only have one element and the element is 9. So but you shouldn't write 9 over here because it represents the 9 elements. Yes, normally for elements we will put a dot on the front here. But then I checked the marking scheme. The marking scheme actually they don't do that. Yeah, so I think even you have the dot and no dot also no different. But because some reference book they actually recommend all the element here you have to put a dot here. I think in this case no need to put because at the question they already mentioned about elements. So maybe you can straight away write the elements over here. Okay, so let's go to number 2. Determine the set values of k for which the equation have no real root. This is sort of bonus mark because we know no real root means what? Mean b squared minus 4ac bigger than 0. So what we need to do is we need to find out what is our a, b, and c. And this question is quite nice because they already arranged for us. We know a is 3 minus 2k and b is 2k minus 3 and c will be 1. So we'll just do the simple substitution. b squared, which is 2k minus 3 squared minus 4. A will be 3 minus 2k and c in this case is just 1 and will be, oops, is less than 0, is not bigger than 0. No real root should be less than 0. Alright, so yeah, less than 0. Okay, so it's less than 0 because bigger than 0 actually mean 2 distinct root. Alright, so this one should be, expand it, should be 4k squared minus 12k plus 9. Negative 4 multiplied in, you get minus 12 plus 8k less than 0. And then we just simplify this one. 4k squared and then will be minus 4k. And then over here you get negative 3 less than 0. And then I'm trying to factorize this thing. So I should get 2k, 2k, 3 and 1 minus and plus. So because this is inequality for quadratic, so you should know less than 0 means you will get the value below the x-axis, isn't it? So you will get 3 over 2 and negative 1 over 2. So your k value should be between negative half and 3 over 2. Right, this is how you should solve this kind of question. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, a group of 5 people consists of 2 women, Alice and Betty, and 3 men, Carl, David, and Ed. So basically, I'm going to call them A, B, C, and D. So basically, you will have A and B, which is woman, and then at the same time, you have C, D, and E, which is the man. Alright. 3 of these 5 people are chosen at random to be a chairperson, treasurer, and secretary. Find the number of ways which this can be done if the chairperson and the treasurer are both men. So that's mean now you have 2 positions here. You will need to be a man here. So what I will do is from 3 men here, C, D, E, 3 men I will choose 1 to be a chairperson. So after I choose already the chairperson, then I have 2 more men, right? So 2 more men I will choose 1 to be a treasurer. So and then for the secretary, the question doesn't say they want men or they want the women. So that means I still left 3 persons, isn't it? I still have 2 women and 1 man. So from 3 of them, I will choose 1 to be a secretary. So basically, you will get 3 times 2 times 3. So which is 18. Alright, so just like that. These 5 people sit in a row of 5 chairs. Find the number of different possible sitting arrangement. So you see arrangement, you know you basically need to use NPR or you can use the factorial. Okay, both will be fine. So David must sit in the middle. So that means D need to be sit on the middle. This is a must here. So that means the other 4 sit here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 sit can be randomly swapped place, right? So it's just 4p4. Or you can say it's 4 factorial, and then you can easily get 24. It's not mistaken. That means you just swap the 4 of the seat here. Okay, then they say A and C must sit together. So for A and C, I'm going to group them as 1. So we still have 3 more persons. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is what I will do here. Since A and C, they can still swap place among them, right? So it will be 2 factorial. And right now you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can arrange among them, right? So multiply 4 factorial. So it should be 48. Alright, it's quite simple, this permutation question. Yeah, so if you're confused about when do you multiply or when do you plus, yeah, when in same cases or in one situation, we actually will use multiply, and then we will use plus for alternative, like what one of the students said when you have the different scenario. So we will use plus, but in the same cases here, we will use multiply. Alright, number 4. State the amplitudes of this one. Amplitude, you know, is A, right? In front of the sine, cos, and tangent. So which is 15. State the periods for sine 2x. Period is 2x equals to 360. So x is 180. Alright, just one mark here. Okay, the diagram will show the y equals to the modulus fx for negative 180 to 180, where fx is a trigonometric function. Write down two possible expressions for the trigonometric function. So you want to, so the first thing is this modulus, and then you see you got the this line we call asymptotes. When you see you have asymptotes line, first information you know this one is a tangent. Alright, so for tangent, one cycle is 180, so it's make a lot of sense, because for tangent the graph should look like this. Supposedly the graph should look like this, and then connect here. This one doesn't exist, and then this one will be, this one should be at the bottom also. This one doesn't exist, yeah, and then this one should be your tangent. So you know this one, because the question asks you to write two possibility equation, so you should know this is tangent. So I know this is tangent x modulus. First possibility. The second possibility is what? Is modulus negative tangent x. Oops. I mean negative tangent x. Okay, I guess this is two possibility, because this one is basically the tangent. They just modulus it, so whatever negative will go to positive. Alright, so, and yes, for this case, right, you remember, I mean, you shouldn't write the negative outside the modulus, because if you negative outside the modulus, your graph actually will be everything face downwards. You will get the graph everything facing downwards if you have the negative outside of the modulus. Alright, so must be very alert. This negative must be inside the modulus. Alright, then state the number of solution when fx equals to 1. So when fx equals to 1, you know you actually have one line, which is here. So it will touch 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point. So this is the number of solution you have. So number of solution here will be 4. Or you can write 4. It doesn't matter. Alright, then we go to the river case. This river case will be slightly different with the river case you see before. Okay, so the river is 104 meter wide and current flow of 0.5 meter per second parallel to its bank. A woman can swim 1.6 meter per second in the still water. So you should know this one is a velocity of, okay, the woman I'm going to call it a name. Maybe I call it A. Okay, so I'm going to call the woman A here, right? So because woman relative to the water, which is 1.6. And velocity of the water is given, which is 0.5. Alright, so she swim from point A and M for point B. So basically from point A, M for the point B, which is directly opposite, so that means it's 90 degrees, but she is carried downstream to the point C. That means the water going to carry this woman to the point C here. So calculate the time it takes the woman to swim across the river and the distance downstream between B and C. So the question asks you to find the distance here, and then they ask about time taken for the woman to cross the river. Alright, so over here, the very important is you have to know which one is a resultant vector. So resultant vector, I would say is a result. So if even the woman actually M for B, but the result actually will bring the woman go to C, right? So this one will be your resultant vector. This one will be velocity of the woman. So therefore, this is the woman M, isn't it? So I would say this one will be velocity of woman relative to the water, because this is how the woman should steal in order to reach the sea here. And definitely we have a water here, which is 0.5. So I would say you have a velocity of water which is 0.5. Okay, we will use this triangle later, but over here we find the time first, because we have the 104 here. 104 here, this is this distance, right? So we can use this distance, and we can use the relative velocity to actually find the time, because we know actually time equals to distance over speed. Because we have this distance which is 104 meter, and then we have the speed to swim for this line is 1.6. You can divide it by 1.6, and you have 104 divided by 1.6, you will get 65 seconds. And some students, they prefer to get this length AC. They prefer to get AC. You can do that also. You get the distance of AC, and then you divide by the velocity of the woman. I mean it's a real velocity of the woman. Yeah, you will get the same answer also, 65 seconds. Yeah, this one you will just get a nice number. This is just to get the time. But if you use the second method here, it's going to take you more time to find the AC. Because what? Because you don't have the BC here. And then you need to find the distance of AC, and then you can use the Pythagoras to actually get it. But I will show you, we will get the same answer here. But I prefer you use the first method here, because first method here is easier and faster. So if I want to find the AC, what I will do is, okay, I find velocity of A first, because I have the right angle triangle here. The speed here is 0.5, this is 1.6. So I can use the Pythagoras to get my velocity of A here. So I will do something like 0.5 square plus 1.6 square. And then I square root my answer. I will get the speed here is 1.6763. This is velocity of the woman here. And if I want to find the length of AC, I will need to find this angle. So maybe in order to find this angle, I will use tangent. Tangent theta will be 0.5 over 1.6. So I will do the shift tangent, and then 0.5 divided by 1.6. Because I'm trying to find the angle, then I can find the length. So the angle basically is 17.35 degree. So if I have the angle here, I can find the distance of AC. Let me just redraw this one to give you some idea. Because we have this one is 104, and then we have the angle 17.35. That means I can find AC if you want. So if I want to find AC, it's an X here. So I will use cos rule. So cos 17.35 equals to the length of AC divided by should be 104 divided by length of AC. 104 divided by AC. So I can get my length of AC from here. It's just 104 over cos 17.35. And then you will get the distance is roughly 108.96. So you imagine this one over here, you get 108.96 divided by the speed. What is my speed here? It's over here, right? 1.6763 divided by 1.6763. You will actually get 65 seconds also, But this method, you will find out that actually you need to do so many things to actually get the same answer. So I always ask you to do the first method because it actually you will get the same result also. So definitely now I want to get the distance of 8 I want to get the distance d here. I can use SOHCAHTOA, but I can also use the Pythagoras. Okay, so let's say I have the angle, then I can find d easily by using sine. So it says sine, no, I use tangent is easier. I will say tangent 17.35 equals to d over 104. Then I can get the distance easily by 104 multiply tangent 17.35. Then you get 32.49. Is the question saying you need to round off? Meter. Okay, this is how you actually get. Yeah, this is how you actually get the distance for BC. Alright, so this question is not really hard, but you need to understand what is happening here. Okay, let's go to number 6 here. Differentiate 1 plus tangent. Okay, so if we differentiate tangent, basically we will get secant square. Angle will never change, remain here. But then we need to differentiate the angle. Imagine you differentiate x over 3, you will get 1 over 3, isn't it? Yeah, so this is your answer. Yes, I just replied the Vivek. Yeah, you can use the Pythagoras to solve it, no problem. Okay, so yeah, this one is just like that. Because you differentiate 1, give you 0. Differentiate tangent will give you secant square. Angle for trigo will always remain the same. And you differentiate the angle right at the front there. Alright, then hence and integrate this one. So since I see the words hence here, so I'm trying to get what on the top there. So I will get secant square x over 2. So what I will do here is, in order to, because I differentiate the 1 plus tangent over 1 plus tangent x over 3, I get this one, isn't it? So if I can integrate 1 over 3 secant square x over 3, I will get back the 1 plus tangent. Alright, so what I will do here is, I have 1 over 3 here, but here don't have 1 over 3, I will add it myself. But so you can see I basically multiply the 1 into the secant square. I then change the value. Alright, so then I know if I get this one, if I integrate this thing, I will get, if I integrate this thing, I will get 1 plus tangent x over 3. So it's just 3 plus 3 tangent x over 3 plus c. Alright, this is just like that. And something, because I actually went through the marking scheme. The marking scheme, they doesn't have the plus 3. I guess one of the reason is because plus c here actually include all the constant here, and 3 is the constant. So therefore you forget to write the plus 3, you'll still get correct, because plus 3 is a constant, it should be within the c here. Alright, so even though if I do manually without using the answer above, I can still get also, because I know integrate secant square, I get tangent, angle remain the same, and then I will differentiate the power, the angle, and I get 1 over 3 divided by 1 over 3 plus c. So therefore I will get 3 tangent x over 3 plus c. Yeah, but then because of the word hang, so I try to use back the answer in the part 1 to solve it. Why is it secant square? This one you have to sort of remember. Differentiate tangent x, you will get secant square x. If you want to know why, it will be very long topics. You can go YouTube to search out why tangent will give you secant square. It's a very long topics. Alright, so go to number 7 here. Okay, the diagram will show a circle with a center O. and the radius is 8. So it's given A, B, and C is lying on the circumference of the circle. Angle AOB equals to a radian, and the COD, and the angle COD is 1.4 radian, and the area of sectors AOB is 20. So I know AOB is 20, is given here, so I can use the area AOB is 20 to find my theta. So area of sector, the formula is half r square theta equals to 20. So I will just solve this equation. So I will get theta equals to 20. X squared is 64, divided by 2 is 32, divide 32 radian. Alright, and then you just type in your calculator. 20 divided by 32, you will get 0.625 radian. Alright, quite simple for this 2 mark. Find the length of the arc AB. Okay, the question asked me to find the arc AB. The formula for arc is S equals to r theta. S is the arc length, so r is 8, theta is 0.625. Then I can get the answer easily, which is 5. So the arc length here will be, arc length of AB will be 5 centimeter. Alright, so find the area of the shaded region. So in order to find the area of shaded region, you know that this one basically is the area of segment. So the segment formula tells us what? Which is half r square theta minus sine theta. Alright, this is the segment formula. So half r square, which is 8 square. Theta, we just have the angle 1.4 minus sine 1.4. And remember, change your calculator into a radian, then you can easily get the answer. So I will change my calculator to radian first, and then I will type 1.4 minus sine 1.4. Alright, and then multiply 32. So you should get 13.27 centimeters square. Alright, so yeah, if you don't like about the area of the segment formula, you can do manually, use the area of sector minus the area of triangle. Yes, you can always do that. Alright, so let's move on to number 8. Okay, why is science rule? Okay, let me explain a little bit on this one, since the student actually asked me. Okay, so for area of sector is half r square theta. This is area of sector. And then formula for area of triangle is half AB sine C. Okay, in this case, A is R, B is R, C will be the angle on between, right? So therefore, I change the triangle formula become R multiply R square, and then sine angle on the middle, right? So sine theta, and then I factorize out half R square. Then I get theta minus sine theta. So this is the formula for segment. This is how the formula of segment come from. I hope you can understand. Alright, go to the number 8. Solve the following equation. So in order to solve this equation in just 2 marks, so the first thing is definitely we will move the 5 to the other side, divide by 5. And then the next 2 things is I will move the E to the other side. E move to the other side will give me ln. 14, this one will give me 2.8. Then I can get my x easily. X, which is ln 2.8 minus 4 divided by 3. And then you type in your calculator, you should be able to get the answer easily, which is negative 0.99. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. It's a log question. So basically what I will do here is I factorize out the log. Remember, whenever log you see bracket got plus or minus inside, you shouldn't expand it, alright? So I just factorize out the log. Log tell me that plus here will become multiply. So I multiply the y. The 2 I going to throw up becomes square. Alright, the 2 I will move up become the square. Alright. I hope you can see that. Alright, then both sides also have log, then I can simplify the log. Then I multiply the y. 2y squared minus 7y equals to 9. So 2y squared minus 7y minus 9 equals to 0. And you should know this is quadratic. 2y equals to 0. In order to get 7, I will use 9 and 1 and then minus and plus. So y equals to 9 over 2 or y equals to negative 1. Alright, so the next one, this one, write the log 2p minus log 2q, divide by this one, and as a single logarithms to the base 2. Alright, so I try to simplify this one. Okay, okay, the minus on the top, maybe I can factorize out the log base 2 is p divided by q divided by, okay, this one I try to make them in the base 2 also. See what I can do here. So this one I try to swap the base here, because we have one of the changing base formula log AB. I can change to the log 1 over log BA. Alright, it's just add a 1 over and then the base and the number actually is swap place. So I'm going to do here become 1 over log 2 R. Alright, then log 2r and log 2r I simplify. I get the answer log 2 p over q. This one consider single logarithm to the base 2. Alright, just 2 mark. Yes, in this case, sorry, I forgot, y equal to negative 1 must be rejected because log cannot accept the negative value. Alright. Let's move on. Number 9 here. Okay, P is the points 8, 2 and Q is the points about 11, 6. Alright, then find the equation of the line L while passing through P and perpendicular to the PQ. So I randomly give you some idea by sketching it out. So 8, 2 will be somewhere here. Maybe this is 8, 2. And 11, 6. Maybe it will be somewhere here. This is 8, this is 11, 6. So this one will be your PQ. This one will be your P, this one will be your Q. Alright, right now you will have you will have a line L will passing through P and perpendicular to PQ. So that means you have one line L here will passing through P and perpendicular to PQ. So we know if we need to form the equation, we will use the equation formula. And in order to use this formula, I say many times we need to have two information. We need to have the gradient, and then we need to have one coordinate passing through. So in this case, if you want to find the equation, we have the coordinate P. So it's a good thing for us. We found the coordinate P, which is 8, 2. But we do not have the gradient. We don't have the gradient, so we need to find the gradient first. So the first thing is I will find the gradient of PQ first. So gradient of PQ, I will use like 6 minus 2 over 11 minus 8. So I will get some negative 4, 4 over 3. I get 4 over 3. And then because they are 90 degrees, we know that M1 times M2 will get negative 1. This is the formula for perpendicular. And I get one of the gradient 4 over 3, then I can get my M2 easily. So M2 will be the gradient for line L. Alright, so it will be negative 3 over 4. Now I found my gradient, negative 3 over 4. Then I can form my equation now. So just y minus 2 equals to negative 3 over 4, x minus 8. And then I will just solve this one. So negative 3 over 4x plus 6 plus 8. Alright, so yeah, this is how we solve this kind of question. So this is equation, let me label it because later we need to use it. This is equation of line L. Alright, so the point R lies on L such that the area of PQR is 12.5. Alright, so that means now you have R here somewhere here. Let's just make it longer to give you some idea. That means the R can be either here, and then you see an area of triangle, isn't it? The area here, the questions tell you is 12.5. But R at the same time, it can be the other side also. Then you form the same area 12.5 also. So right now we want to find the possible coordinates of R. So there's few ways we can do. We can use the distance formula because this is a right angle triangle, isn't it? Right angle triangle we know is half times base times height. We can actually get the area, right? So I try to use that to solve it. So half times base I would say is PR, times the height maybe is PQ. I will get 12.5 because this is a right angle triangle. And then I will apply the distance formula for PR and PQ. Okay, so let me write down the coordinate PQ and R first. So P is 8,2, Q is 11,6, R is XY, which we do not have R here. Alright, so yeah, we will need to solve it. So I will move the half to the other side, become multiply 2. So here we get 25. So I get the PR first. So it will be square root. PR will be P and R, I will say is x minus 8 square plus y minus 2 square. Multiply PQ. PQ should be quite easy, right? PQ will be 8 minus 11 square plus 2 minus 6 square equals to 25. Because I multiply the half to the other side, then I get 25. Yes, so then what I will do is I will solve it definitely. So this one is 9 times 60 is 25. This is 5. Alright, so if you type calculator, this one will give you 5. So 5 I will move to the other side. It will be divide 5, 25 over 5. And then I get square root. This one I will expand it as usual. I get square root x squared minus 16x plus 64 plus y squared minus 4y plus 4. Alright, so and then this one, the square root I move here, it will become square. So 5 squared end up you still get 25. And then here I will just simplify x squared plus y squared minus 16x plus minus 4y and plus 68 equals to 25. I hope I don't make any carrot mistake here. If not, we need to like redo the things. So this is x squared plus y squared minus 16x minus 4y, and then this one will become plus 43 equals to 0. Alright, so then in order to find the coordinate, we will need to sub the equation of L, because R over here they're all on the line L, right? We have the equation L here, which is here. So I'm going to sub the equation L back into this equation. So y equals to negative 4 over 3x plus 8. So I have x squared plus negative 4 over 3x plus 8 squared minus 16x minus 4 negative 4 over 3x plus 8. There's a lot of things to do. This question, the algebra is so troublesome. So this is x squared, and then plus this one will be 16 over 9x squared. Is it 4 over 3 or 3 over 4? It's 3 over 4. Negative 3 over 4. Not 4 over 3. So sometimes always need to make sure you don't copy the question wrongly. Alright, so this one will be slightly different. So this one will be 9 over 16 x squared. And then this one's multiply, you get 226. You get minus 12x plus 64 minus 16x. And then this one multiply in, you will get plus 3x minus 32 plus 43 equals 0. And then we will need to solve this equation. So this one I will join together, which is 16. So I got 25 over 16 x squared. Now I solve this two term. Alright, and then we solve the x, which is negative 13, negative 13, negative 25. Negative 25x. And then I solve all the number, which is 64 minus 32 plus 43. So yeah, you got a plus 75 here. And then I'm trying to divide 75. I'm trying to divide 25 to make the equation look simple. So you get 1 over 16 x squared minus x plus 3 equals to 0. And then I'm trying to factorize this one. I hope I can. 1 over 16 negative 1 positive 3. Yep, so I will get my I will get my x equals to 12 or my x equals to 4. Then at the same time I will sub this one back into the equation to get my y here. So the y basically is negative 3 over 4, 12 plus 8. So y should be simplified negative 9, negative 1. And then sub the other one. Y equals to negative 3 over 4, 4 plus 8. Y equals to 5. Then you get both of the coordinates. Alright, so this kind of questions is a lot of algebra here. So basically I just do the distance here. Of course you can use the area of triangle formula to do that, as long as you get the answer. Yeah, basically we can say that PR is 5. Yeah, we know the distance of PR is 5. So here actually I'm trying to expand PR equals to 5 here. But over here we do not know the length of PQ. Yeah, actually we can know because it's 12.5, right? We can easily know that PQ will same with the PR. But still, you need to expand the equation. You will still get the complicated equation, and then you still need to substitute the equation L into it and find the x and y. Alright, so let's have a look on the question number 10 here. Okay, so the function f defined by fx equals to the square root 1 plus x squared for all the real value of x. So the function y equals to fx is given below. So and then explain with reference to the graph why f does not have inverse, because f is not one-to-one function. Because inverse only happen at one-to-one function. This is not one-to-one. How do I know this is not one-to-one? Because you can see my one y value, actually I get two x value. I get x1 and x2. So this curve is many to one. So it cannot have the inverse. Alright, and then find f2. So f2, please make sure you don't square it. f2, that means ffx. Substitute fx into the fx. So that means I will have square root 1 plus x squared. So this one will be square, right? And my x right now is 1 plus x squared. Alright, this is composite function. So square and square root cancel. I get square root 2 plus x. Alright, this one should be quite easy. Okay, how to know is 1 to 1 by graph? The 1 to 1 function basically is a straight line. You can see your 1 x value will only give you 1 y value. Or you can have the exponent graph or ln graph. You can see over here, 1 x value will only give you 1 y value. Alright, so, or you can have some graph look like this. So you can see is 1 x value only get 1 y value. All this we call 1 to 1 function. Yeah, one object will connect to the one image. We call 1 to 1 function. Alright. The function g is defined x must be bigger than k by gx square root 1 plus x squared, and g have an inverse. So write down the possible value of k. Okay, so you have this function. So in order to make the g actually have the inverse, right? Gx basically is the same equation with this one, with the y here. So gx basically is the same equation. So you get the same graph here. So in order to make sure the gx here have the function, I will cut out one part of it. But I must cut from the minimum point onward. You can cut from here, or you can cut from here, or you can even cut from further a bit. It doesn't matter. So as long as x is bigger than 0, then because here 0 is the minimum point. As long as x is bigger than 0, then this part over here is 1 to 1 function. Alright, so this part over here is 1 to 1 function. So therefore, you can write whatever answer makes sense. So they ask a possible value. I can say k is 0. Or I can say k equals to 1. Or I can say k equals to 2. But you cannot say k equals to -1. If k equals to -1, your graph is still look like this. That means you still have many to 1 here. You can see 2 objects go to 1 image. So therefore, any answer from 0 above then should be fine. Or just 1 mark. And then I want to do a g inverse. So this is quite straightforward. I make gx equals to the y. Then x will become g inverse y. Then I do some substitution here. Y equals to square root 1 plus x squared. So y squared, I want to make x as a subject, alright? So basically 1 plus x squared. So y squared minus 1 square root equals to x. So it will equals to the x here. And what is my x? My x is g inverse y, right? So g inverse y, I will get square root y squared minus 1. So the question asks me to get the g inverse x. I will get x squared minus 1. Alright, just like that. I hope you are fine. Alright, so the function h is defined for all the values of x by hx equal to 4ex plus 2. Sketch the graph for y equal to hx. So this one basically, I want to find the y-intercept. Y-intercept is a must when you sketch the graph. So y-intercept means x will equal to 0, isn't it? So what I will do is 4e0 plus 2, I will get 6. That means my e graph here later will passing by 6. Alright. And then if you want to be further a bit, but actually in IG you don't need to do until so further. If you want to have a further a bit, you try to think how to make what value I should substitute for hx to make it become a math error. So this is positive 2, right? If hx equals to 2, then I will get undefined. Because 2 minus 2, I get 0, right? But ex cannot equal to 0. So therefore, I know that this EX graph can never touch 2 here. Okay, it must be 2 and above. But actually, this one is not necessary in IGCSE. So it's fine. So even you don't do the 2 thing, you are okay. Okay, so after I sketch already, hence on the same axis, sketch H inverse. We know inverse basically always do the reflection on the line y equals to x. So I will just sketch the inverse. So basically, inverse will be the same also. They will sketch like this, and then passing by 6. You just imagine it's sort of the reflection over here. Then give the coordinate any point where your graph meet the axis. So you must tell the -6. I guess they will give the 1 mark for 6 here, and 1 mark, they will give a 1 mark for 6 here, 1 mark for 6 here, 1 mark for this graph, and another mark for this graph. So must show vertical or horizontal asymptotes. You do not need to show vertical and horizontal asymptotes in IG. Unless you go to A level or you take some Excel level, then maybe you need to show. In IG, you do not need to show the asymptotes. Alright, so let's move on to 11. So you need to show this one. Is basically quite simple. Okay, this is A minus B multiply A plus B. So you will get A squared minus B squared. So this is sine A cos A. So 1 minus sine square, you get cos square A over sine A cos A. And you should know cos square A basically is mean cos A square. Alright, it's the same idea, alright? Then cos A and cos A, I will simplify. I get cos A over sine A. Then I get a cotangent A. Shown. Alright, just like that. Hence, solve this one. So we know the whole thing is basically very, very similar. The only thing changed is all the A here changed to 3x. Do you see that? So that means this one, if I simplify, I actually get cotangent 3x, sorry. I will get a cotangent 3x equals to 1 over 2. And then we'll solve this equation. But before I solve this equation, I will find the range for 3x first. I times 3 for the range here. So 3x should be from 0 to 540. Then I have the idea later how far my angle should go. So I'll solve this one. This is 1 over tangent 3x equals to 1 over 2. Then tangent 3x equals to 2. Then the next thing is I will move the tangent to the other side. I will do the shift tangent thing. Make sure your calculator in degree here. So I do some shift tangent 2. So I will get the angle is 63.43. But because I want to go up to 540 for my 3x here, so what I will do is, I know that tangent will get positive in first and third quadrant, right? How to find the angle in third quadrant? 180 plus theta, isn't it? So I will plus 180. Then I will get the second one, which is 243.43. Then the next thing is very easy. The first angle here, you plus 360. So 63.43, you plus 360 here. You get the next angle, which is the 423.43. This one is this angle plus 360. And then the next thing you do is this angle, you plus 360 also. Because you want to find the angle in the second round and third round and keep on going until you get up to 540. But because 243 plus 360, you already get 600. You will get some 600 something. You will get 603.43. This one is above the 540 already. So this answer I will take off because I shouldn't above that one. Right? So then I get my x by dividing every answer here by 3. So I will get 21.14. And then I will get 81.14. and then I will get 141.14. And you realize my final X answer here is everything below 180. So this is the purpose why we need to find this range. So if the range have negative value, what do we do? Please help. Alright, if negative, example, I give some example. Let's say cos x equals to 1/2. Just a simple example. Since the student asked me about negative angle, and I tell you the range from negative 360 to positive 360 example. Alright, so cos will get positive in which quadrant? First and last, isn't it? Okay, we do the positive angle first. So the cos you move to the other side, you get 60 degree. And the last quadrant is 360 minus theta, right? So you get 300 here. Alright, but at the same time, negative means actually going backwards. This is 0, right? This one will be negative 90, negative 180, negative 270, and negative 360. That means negative angle will go all the way like this. Okay? So, if you understand this, but the quadrant is still the same. Cos will get positive in the first and last quadrant here. So, since the angle is 60 degree, right? So, I'm going to rotate from 0, but I will rotate clockwise 60 degree like this. I rotate 60 degrees. So, the first angle is negative 60. And then, I want to rotate until fourth quadrant, right? So, I will rotate all the way up to here. The 60 right now is here. So, this one will be negative 300. Okay, this is how we get the negative angle. The angle is just go opposite direction. Alright, so for part B, we will need to solve this one. And if 5 marks, it's quite easy. So we need to know the formula sine cos tangent. Tangent. This one should be cotangent. This one should be second. Alright, so we know the formula tangent square x plus 1 equals to secant square x. Alright, so because of this formula, we also know that, so therefore, tangent square x should equals to the secant square x minus 1. So I'm going to substitute this one into tangent square here. So tangent square I change to secant square x minus 1 minus secant. Of course, here is y, you have to use back the y lah. You shouldn't use x, alright? Secant y minus 1 equals 0. And then we'll expand it, 10 secant square y minus 10, right? Minus 10 minus 1 minus 11 here. So here I will just rearrange it lah. Secant y minus 11 equals 0. Okay, if you couldn't see this is a quadratic equation, you just let secant y equals to m. Then you will realize this is quadratic. M squared minus m minus 11 equals to 0. Then I will do the simple factorization here. This is 10m, this is m, this is 11, this is 1, this is minus, this is plus. So m basically equals 11 over 10, m equals to negative 1. So what is my m? Is a secant y, isn't it? Equals to 11 over 10. This one secant y, you will get negative 1. And we couldn't solve the second, right? We need to change it to cos. So this one should be 1 over cos y equals to 11 over 10. So cos y, you will get 10 over 11. Then we can find y later. So this one, 1 over cos y is negative 1. So cos y is negative 1. Yeah, negative 1 should be quite easy, right? Cos will get negative 1 at pi. So this one is just pi. The answer is between 0 to 2 pi, right? Okay, then we need to solve this one. From here, we know cos get positive first and last, right? First is just the theta, last is 2 pi minus the theta. Alright, so I can get the y by type the calculator. Change the calculator into radian, please. So shift cos 10 over 11. So you will get 0.4297. So the next answer will be 2 pi minus this answer. So you will get 5.853 radian. Alright, so this is how you easily get this 5 mark by solving the equation. So, okay, last question here. Rate of change. Okay, so for these questions, the volume V and the surface area S are given. So you have a V and S here respectively. The volume of the sphere at the rate of 200 centimeter cube per second. So even though you do not know this one, you should know cm cube is represent volume, second represent time. So if you want me to guess, I know this one is dv dt because I have the V and T is 200. And I will write positive 200 because I see the word increase. If I see the word decrease, then I will write negative. Alright, so at this instant, when the radius of the sphere is 10, so the question tells you at this instant r equals to 10. So the question asks you to find the rate of increase of the radius. So the question basically, rate, I say whenever you see rate, that means dt at the bottom. R, that means they ask you to find dr dt. You need to form the chain rule. Draw two fraction, dr right at the top, dt right at the bottom. Middle, these two terms must be the same. In this case, I will do dv and dv. Alright, so over here, dv dr we don't have, but dv dt we have is 200. So I will need to find the dv dr by differentiate the v here. Differentiate the v here, I actually will get 4 pi r square. And I got my r because the question tells me r is 10. 4 pi 10 square. So which is 400 pi. So therefore, but this is dv dr, it is not dr dv. So dr dv will be flip over, right? 1 over 400 pi. So multiply 200. You just simplify, divide. You will get 1 over 2 pi. Alright, this is just like that. Alright, then the next part, find the rates of increase of surface area. So rate, you write the dt at the bottom. Surface area here they use s, so I say ds dt. I form the chain rule here. Is multiply ds right at the top, dt right at the bottom. In the middle I need to find something in common, maybe dr and dr. And I just found my dr dt in the part 1. So I'm going to use this value 1 over 2 pi here. So but we don't have the ds dr, but I know the formula, right? So I will just differentiate this one, ds dr, which is 8 pi r. And we got our r just now, right? Which is 10. So it's 80 pi. So it just, this is ds dr, right? So it's just 80 pi. Multiply, this is 1 over 2 pi. And then I can easily get my answer, which is simplified pi and pi, which is 40. If you want to write the unit also can, you just write the centimeter square per second. Alright, so just like that. Yes, good news, we finished the paper. Okay, for this question, you use a small chain, you will not get any mark because this is not the small chain question. Because for the small change, you will see approximate change. You see this word, approximate change of y or change of x. Okay, this, if you see this one, then you use a small chain formula. Change of x equals to change of y equals to dy dx. But if you see the word rate, it's a rate of change, then you have to use a chain rule. You cannot use the small chain formula. Does it show other exam papers? Yeah, for those SPM students, I will discuss when it's near to SPM. Because right now, for IGCSE students, they will have their exam tomorrow. So I just cover their 2018 paper. Yeah, some students actually give me a proof question. Okay, I try to do. I'm not sure whether I can do or not. What sine x cotangent x plus tangent x, and then want to show is equal to secant x. Okay, proof. I think this one shouldn't be too difficult. So sine x, cotangent is cos x over sine x, plus tangent will be sine x over cos x, and then I will make them have the same denominator here. So here I will multiply cos, multiply cos, multiply sine, multiply sine. Alright, so I will have sine x, cos x, and then on top is cos square x plus sine square x. So sine square plus cos square equals to 1, right? This one will equals to 1 here. So sine and sine, you simplify 1 over cos x. So you get secant x. Alright, just in case you need this kind of questions. Yes, so yeah, I will need to have some rest already because I'm having the class since the morning 8 and until now. Not 8 means I go out at 8 until now. So yeah, I will need to have some break now, and all the best for the May June student, and just do your best tomorrow. Remember all the formula, don't panic. I believe you should be able to finish in 2 hours. So yeah, I just use 1 hour 15 minutes is do plus discuss. So if you do yourself, I think you all are good to go. Alright, so all the best. See you guys somewhere on YouTube. Alright, bye bye.